Hello and welcome to the Prosperity Portal podcast. I'm your host, Jill Alana, and I'm here to support you in everything you need to prosper in health, wealth, and relationship. I'm obsessed with everything manifestation, soul path, intuition, somatic embodiment healing, and I'm looking forward to supporting you in liberating to a life of love and luxury. True empowerment, true sovereignty, and aligned soul manifestation. I'm the founder of Jill Alana International, Jai Activations, and Jai Breathwork. And without further ado, let's go to the show and get you resourced in everything pro your spirit. Hello, Instagram fam and Prosperity Portal podcast. This is Jill Alana coming to you live and on the Prosperity Portal podcast on the replay. We have some things to talk about. Today, we're going to be talking about people pleasing, belonging, approval seeking, where you are abandoning yourself, your truth, your soul in order to be liked. And I'm going to explain why this is one of the biggest blocks keeping you from what you actually want in life, whether that's the next level of wealth, whether that is deepening in relationship and actually being seen for who you are, all parts of you, not just one part of you. Why your health even isn't where you desire it to be. Any area of your life right now where you feel stuck, a lot of that, the root of that stuckness is you bending who you truly are, bending your values to fit in. We all have deep down this tribal, this wound that if we go back to tribal days, is the wound to, let me rephrase this. This deep desire to belong. Because if we don't belong and we get kicked out of the tribe and we don't align our beliefs to somebody else's, then we literally would die, right? So how this manifests now in modern day is so much of the time we are bending who we truly are, our beliefs, our inner knowing to people please so other people accept us. And then we show up in different environments as different versions of ourselves. And the problem is we don't actually belong because we're trying to fit in. Fitting in is the opposite of belonging. Brené Brown talks about this a lot. Fitting in is who do I need to be in order for you to like me? So if you go to the next level of wealth, who's going to be mad at you? Because now you're making more money. That's what's keeping you from the next level of wealth. In your relationship, either romantic relationships or your friendships or any type of relationship you have in your life. What parts of you can you not show? Those are the parts of yourself in your shadow that are keeping you stuck. Because our authenticity is our highest embodied frequency, and it is what magnetizes to us what is meant for us. When we are living in our authenticity, what is meant for us cannot miss us. When we are not living in our authenticity, what is meant for us will miss us. Stay with me because I'm going to share how you can shift this and how you can claim your power back and how you can just start to create in your life what your soul actually desires. Because a lot of you are saying you want something, but then you're not actually taking the steps because there's this deeper seated fear that is trapping you, essentially. So I am going through a big transition in my life right now. I have had a lot of soul lessons recently, and basically anytime we go to a quantum leap or a big shift in our life, we'll say that we're building something new, we're recalibrating our nervous system to be able to hold it. We're learning all the lessons of discernment that we need to go to the next level. What will happen is any aspect of us that is not a match to that will just blow up in our face so that we can shift it. We can integrate that part of our shadow. So the other day was dealing with a number of things, and I went and I did my breath work, and holy Toledo, so much wisdom came through that I could not have seen when I was in my dysregulated state. Because our intuition, we cannot access our intuition when we're unregulated. And a lot of people are journaling and trying to do all this, like, let me just journal and let me just like look and see what the thing is, but not actually do anything about it. And it doesn't work. So I know this as a somatic facilitator. I know this. So I started using some of my own tools when I needed them. And I went into this breathwork ceremony and I just processed the deep layers of grief. And I asked for my soul, for God to show me the lesson in it. Because life is always happening for us if we look through that paradigm. There's always a lesson. There's always a lesson. If we integrate that lesson, that's essentially the key to the next level of anything. And so, and there's a fear that's like kind of sits right above the lesson. So we go and we process the fear and the shame or the grief or whatever the emotion is. We come back to homeostasis. Now your circuitry and your channel is clear. So what it showed me was all the places I was still bending myself. I didn't realize this consciously. If somebody asked me, I'd be like, no, I'm not. I'm not bending myself to fit in. And oh boy, I was. There was like a clasp over my throat. I'm like, whoa, I'm not speaking on certain things because, well, that mentor doesn't believe in that. And if I say that, that's going to make her angry. And this person doesn't align with that belief. And if I speak what I know to be true based on my life and the hundreds of people I've supported throughout my career and the patterns that I've seen, then that person might be mad and angry. Or if I get to the next level of success, like who am I and where's this going to fit in certain dynamics? And somebody might be mad because I was a different identity. And as they shift my identity, they might be angry. And I was so humbled. And I was like, wow, these things happened so that I could look at where I was still not standing in my truth, not being rooted to what I know to be true, and still these subtle people-pleasing tendencies started to illuminate. And I brought them in and I integrated them, and now I'm taking action deeper to integrate them further. This breathwork, by the way, we're doing at my Radiance Retreat. It is the most powerful tool I have ever used or facilitated in my whole life, my whole career. Your girl, way back in the day, went to therapy for 10 years. I actually studied psychology. I've studied multiple types of trauma healing, from clinical hypnosis to somatic breath work to NLP to, like I said, psychology, different types of energy work, etc. And the breath work and the somatic, moving the energy through the somatic body has been one of the most powerful tools, especially that you can do. You can do it alone. And then there's other nervous system expansion tools that you can do in a group of people. And this is part of what we're doing on my Radiance Retreat. Is there's specific nervous system exercises that allow people to be seen so that they can feel the safety in the nervous system when they have more eyes on them. So when they go out in the world, that safety is with them. And now they're the version of them that can ask for the raise, or they can ask their boss for feedback of, hey, this is what my intention is. Like, how can I get to that position? Instead of going to complain to their friends and being in the cycle of, I never get what I want. Like, you're not getting what you want because you're not becoming the version of yourself that already has that thing. You don't have the mindset. It's like, say you ask for a raise, most people won't because they don't have the safety in their body and the nervous system. They're too afraid to be seen. They're too afraid to ask for that. They're too afraid that if they get feedback, we actually you can't have that raise. Okay, what can I do? They take it personally. They go into people pleasing, but they get resentful and bitter. And so these exercises are specifically designed to allow your nervous system to feel the safety in your somatic body and feel this group support in that safety so that you take that inner safety into your life. And then in your life, you stop bending and you stop people pleasing. And this is exactly for those of you who guide other women or other people or facilitate or have coaching containers, etc. You know, the work works through you. So I'm like, there were situations in my life that happened that showed me where, because this is a universal thing. This isn't just, a Jill thing. Oh, Jill's the only one that people pleases. No, basically every single person, especially women, struggle with this, but a lot of men struggle with this as well. And then they wonder why they don't have the depth in their relationship. Well, you can't have intimacy you see if you won't allow yourself to be seen in your truth. You also, if you don't have the safety in your body to ask for the raise or to start the business, to figure it out along the way, which I'm in the middle of doing right now with a different business, that is a muscle that you build. So until you have the safety in your somatic body and in your nervous system, you're going to continue to go into environments and try and fit in. And every time you fit in, bend yourself, morph yourself, and who do I need to be for them to like me? You don't belong, because belonging is you being your authentic self and being loved for that truthfully. And so many people, I'm just going to share something about, a few of my best friends, we have very different beliefs, but we have similar values. And I love them unconditionally, even though our beliefs are different. I don't need them to have the same beliefs that I have, the same connection, like the same faith as I have. And I can be all of myself in those relationships. And those are the true relationships that I truly cherish, because I'm not bending. I'm not pretending. It's not exhausting to hang out with them. When you're exhausted, when you hang out with a lot of people, it's because you're wearing all these masks, trying to morph yourself into who do I need to be accepted, for people to like me. And by the way, that energy of who do I need to be for people to like me is literally what attracts people that just take from you, that actually don't value you. They don't honor you. Some people call this narcissism. Other people call it extractive energy. Whatever you want to call that energy. The people that don't value you, that don't choose you, that use you, abuse you perhaps, and just take from you. They're like, oh, I'm just going to go, take from this person because they're a people pleaser and I can feel it. I get it. I have been there on many different levels. And as you start to do the deeper work, you start to see these, and then you start to feel safe actually being truthful and authentic. And if you are somebody who struggled with creating and maintaining long-term friendships, solid relationships in all areas of your life, this is exactly why. Because you get bitter and resentful because you're people pleasing and abandoning yourself. And also, then you're wondering why people abandon you. Because when you abandon yourself, what will happen is that will get mirrored in your exterior reality. And then the people, usually the ones you care about the most, will be the ones abandoning you. They're literally mirroring what you're doing to yourself. It's not even a them problem. It's a you problem, babe. And I love you. I've been there. So if you find yourself morphing into, these are the beliefs. This is the cult. That's how cults are formed too, by the way. These are the beliefs that I need to subscribe to because everyone else is subscribing to them. And then you lose sovereignty, you lose agency, and you actually lose your direct connection to God, to source, to a greater power. By the way, when you're going by the rules and the constructs of other people, you are losing your direct connection to God, to the divine, to source. I see so many people doing this, even in religion. They're like not even connected to God. They're like, well, I'm just doing this because, and I'm like, whoa. And they're in so much fear. You can live a life based on faith, connection to a greater power, that divine channel, which is where your intuition comes from, through your body. If you have a bunch of trauma in your body, you're not going to be able to connect to your intuition, because we cannot connect to our intuition when we are in fight and flight. And what happens is our traumas get triggered and it shoots us into fight and flight. And now we literally become dumb. Blood rushes from our brain to our legs. And we lose access to intuition, to creativity, to logic, to long-term planning. Our sight becomes narrow. And we are trying to tap into our intuition, and we're thinking our fears are intuition, and it's not. This is why you need to heal the root of your traumas in order to create at the next level.
This one's for the ladies. I'm briefly interrupting this episode because, ladies, if you're ready to become your most radiant self, to magnetize your soul's desires, turn heads when you walk into a room, and step into your most prosperous era in health, wealth, relationship, vocation, all areas of life, then message me Radiance and I'll send you an application for the October Radiance Retreat. As a result of last year's retreat, people manifested their dream houses, called in their soulmates, created families when they told they were not able to have babies, and now they have healthy babies, and so much more. There is no retreat like this. Miracles happen as a result of these retreats. Send you some testimonials too when I send you the application, so you can hear these testimonies for yourself. The proof is in the pudding, and no, it is not magic. It is neuroscience. It is somatic healing, somatic alchemy. It is shifting epigenetics in your body so you come to radiant health. It is understanding the laws of prosperity in alignment with God, source, so you can start to generate assets and create wealth as you leverage them out. And of course, you'll step into your most radiant magnetic self. I'll see you there. Oh, and last thing, this is the last one I'm doing. So if you sabotage, sorry, there's not going to be another opportunity, at least not in the next 3 years. I love you. We'll see you there. And let's get back to the show.
And it's like new level, new devil. I like new level, new opportunity better in all areas of your life. Like I've been talking a lot about entrepreneurship with a very good friend of mine, and she's like, this is like personal development. And I'm like, I know. You want personal development on steroids? Like start a business. All your fears will uproot. Or set a financial goal that is way bigger than what you're making right now. Something that you believe can be true. All your fears will come up. You'll start to see too where you are people pleasing, even in your finances, to keep other people comfortable. Oh, some of my friends are poor, and so I don't want to be the outcast here, so let me just have a poor mindset and not actually create and innovate and create value to leverage, which is how you create wealth long term, because then I won't fit in. Yeah. Then you won't fit in. But you'll never know where you actually belong until you actually are true to yourself. I'm laughing right now because I have a really good friend of mine, a few really good friends of mine that have seen me go through so many shifts and identity shifts in my life. And I'm talking about something the other day, and I'm like, yeah, so I went through this big shift, and then like I start to see deeper things, and I was like, whoa. And they're like, they've just loved me through it, even though they just saw the whole thing. Imagine, because my belief shifted and they just like left my life because my belief shifted for that period of time, and then I started to see deeper truths, and I was like, whoa. whoa. And I shared it with them and they're like, yeah, I know. I'm so glad you see this. We saw it. And I'm like, dang, I belong in those friendships. I don't fit in those friendships. The places I've tried to fit in are actually were the places that I was stuck. And that's exactly what the breathwork showed me. What my intuition showed me through the breathwork. So if you feel like you are always bending, you're people pleasing, you're afraid to say no, which is, by the way, the root cause of all chronic illness, by the way, and breast cancer. Dr. Gabor Mate has a lot of work on this. He was one of my first teachers in trauma, actually. And the connection between trauma and addiction, which was something I specialized in for a long, long time. And I still work with clients on that. But if you are somebody who feels like you shapeshift based on who you're around, you're not rooted, you're not grounding, you're trying to grasp at all the things outside of you, looking for a savior outside of you, you don't feel like you're connected on the vertical plane to a greater power. You don't trust your intuition. You're wanting to create that beautiful life, but you're so afraid of how your identity shift is going to affect the people around you and piss off the people around you. It can also inspire the people around you, FYI. Then DM me, Radiate. I have a retreat. It's the last one I'm doing for the next 3 years. It's on the Sunshine Coast of BC. It's in October, the 2nd to the 5th. These are so powerful to shift on a fundamental cellular level so that you can step into the version of yourself that stops bending to people please for other people that are going to be the ones that the people that you people please for, by the way, are always the ones that abandon you. They're mirroring your people pleasing. They're mirroring your self-abandonment. Just so you know, the people that you don't bend for are the ones that are through all the things for you. And I'm so blessed that I have very solid people in my life that have loved me through all different versions of me because they love me, all different identities. They love me for who I am. They love me for who I am on a soul level. They love me because our values align. And these are the people that I could be across the world and they would literally go on a plane if I needed them. I need help. I need you here. They would literally stop everything and get on a plane. I do the same for them. In fact, I have been there for them through their challenges. And so, back to the retreat. If you're somebody who is wanting to have a beautiful life, wanting to get to the next level of wealth, wanting to get to the next level of prosperity, wanting to deepen in relationship, whether it's a deep friendship or whether it is a romantic relationship, the thing that holds people back in romantic relationships from emotional intimacy is the same thing. The fear of being seen. If they saw all of me, if they saw my quote weaknesses, my vulnerabilities, your vulnerabilities are the key to your connection, by the way. The safety in your nervous system will allow you to connect deeper. The reason you're not, or you're hiding parts of yourself, is because you don't have that safety in your somatic body, in your nervous system. So the exercises and tools at the retreat are specifically designed for this. I've had people leave addictions that they've been trying to heal for 7 years. These stories are on the podcast, by the way, if you go back. Start businesses, move countries, trust their intuition enough to move countries, to create massive opportunity, new jobs, manifest dream houses. And this is not the woo-woo manifesting. This is like grounded, taking action, creation, using natural law. They became the version of themselves that bet on themselves, that trusted themselves, that stopped outsourcing their self-worth. If you have a boss and you're like, whoa, I got to people please to my boss, but I can't ask for what I desire. I can't ask for the raise. I can't ask for what my boss needs for that raise. And they can say yes or no. Maybe there's things that you actually need to add more value, but you're too afraid to ask because you're outsourcing your sense of self-worth because you don't have safety in your body, in your nervous system. You're not rooted. So, words cannot explain the shifts and the magic that happens at this retreat. And no, not magic in a woo-woo way. I'm just using that word because they truly are magical. The things that people create are magical. I had a woman last year who is creating an app. It's launching actually this month. I would be at her launch party, but I'm going to be in Paris. Sorry, my dog's coming in. Hi, Opal. So if you are a woman who is ready to go to the next level and you're like, I really desire this and I feel that, and you've been self-sabotaging and holding yourself back and bending and people-pleasing so that you will fit in, but you don't belong, I would love to support you, hi Opal, to belong, to truly belong. The women that are coming to this retreat, there's women from all over the world, are some of the most extraordinary women in the world. They are so supportive. I know each and every one of them. There is an application process or a conversation that I'll have to have with you if I don't know you yet to just make sure it's the right fit, because it's important to me that the women coming are very supportive of the other women, because the work we do there is deep. And for those who've experienced it, you know the power of it, and you know the power of women supporting women, and you've gone to create amazing things in the world. And I love you all so much. So DM me, retreat, or radiate. Let's chat. I'm so excited for those who are coming and for those who feel the call. It is on the Sunshine Coast of British Columbia, oceanfront property. There is a full spa. Everything is included. We have a Red Seal chef. She's amazing. Shout out to Chef Rachel. It's quite exquisite. I'm just looking outside because I'm looking at the ocean right now. So yeah, there's an oceanfront spa, cold dip, sauna, hot tub. A lot of the work we do is going to be in the yurt. For those of you who don't know, it's basically just like, we can look it up. We're going to do the breath work in there. We're going to do the other nervous system expansion work in there. And it's fun. The work is deep, but it's also very fun. And I am just so excited because the last 2 years have been so powerful and so magical. And if you feel the call, DM me. Let's chat. Okay. Love you, ladies. Be true to yourself. Do not abandon yourself to be liked, because the people who truly you belong to will love you for all parts of you and the truth of who you really are, not what they can get from you. When you fit in, when you shift yourself to fit in, you attract the people that are leeches. What can I get from this person? And those are the ones that, once you're no longer useful to them, they're just going to ditch you. It's a matter of fact. So you having the safety in your body to actually belong and actually be true to who you are and actually build genuine friendships and actually put yourself out there to create a business or impact that is powerful to the world. It's all found in the nervous system. And when your nervous system's in fight and flight, because these deeper roots need to be pulled out, we basically pull out the root cause of what's causing those fears, allow your nervous system to root and expand. Then you become the version of yourself that goes and builds the business. Then you become the version of yourself that goes and does an Instagram live, starts the podcast, follows your dreams, shows up differently at work, that trusts herself and trusts her intuition and is actually connected to her intuition. People ask me how my intuition is so strong. I did a whole podcast on this as per request by a lady, you know who you are. I freaking love you. It's because I do the somatic work. When there's a fear, I go and I pull it out from the root. And I regulate my nervous system using the tools we're going to use at the retreat. So DM me Radiate if you're interested. And if you're like, oh, I feel so seen. Thank you. I love that for you because you're not alone. We all have done this. We've all people pleased. We've all abandoned our soul. And I am seeing a world where women stop doing that, and men too. But the retreat is only for ladies this year because we're going to do some fun stuff, which if you know, you know. Okay. Big hugs, ladies.
Hello, Sacred Soul. I hope you loved that episode. And if you did, I would so appreciate if you could share and tag me on the social medias at Jill Alana Nixon. And if this brought you value, I would be eternally grateful if you could leave a 5-star review. And if you did, take a picture and email it to teamjillalananixon@gmail.com, and we will gift you a free cord cutting soul revival mini activation, a Jai activation. Put that in the show notes, the email, and thank you so much. We will see you again next week on the Prosperity Portal podcast.